My name is Damali Sali and I welcome you to this episode of the Ideation Corner. The Ideation Corner is a space where ideas are discussed and dissected. And today I host Josephine Nakafeero. Josephine Nakafeero is the founder and the CEO of Jose House of Creations. And she's going to tell us all about it. Josephine, you're very welcome.
Thank you, Damali. I'm humbled to be here.
So tell us about Jose House of Creations. What is it?
Okay. Jose House of Creations is a creative hub, I would say, that whereby we make a range of products ranging from clothes. The fact that it's House of Creations, because I didn't want to choose a name that is going to limit me to what I do, since I have a creative mind. I didn't want to say Jose Fashion House, and yet I do more than just fashion.
Okay.
So that's why I went for House of Creations, so that I have a range of things.
You can create anything.
Yes, yes. You imagine it, we create it. So that's what, yes.
Okay. So what kind of stuff are you creating?
Yeah, we make clothes, just like what you see. This is one of my creations. We do upcycling
Beautiful.
Projects.
Beautiful,
Yes, thank
by the
you.
way.
Thank you.
I would like one.
Yeah, please, anytime. So also do a lot of sustainable projects. We do a lot of upcycling, like upcycling car tires. You imagine your car tire and then you upcycle it to make it, turn it into a coffee table, seats, then chairs, and also upcycle the used denim outfits, like the pants, then dresses and skirts, and we make new other products out of it in a way that we want to advocate for the environment through what we do. Okay. So we just don't want to speak about it, but we want to present. Yes.
So you're using these products to recycle them into new products?
Yes. And we add value to them so that you are able to reuse them.
Okay. And these car tires, the jeans.
The jeans, then we also have bottles, DVDs and CDs.
Oh, yes. What would you do with the DVDs?
We make coasters out of them. We make earrings out of them.
Really? Because people, I mean, I have a collection of DVDs that I don't need anymore.
Please.
Because, technology has moved on.
Yeah. What I would do, I want to do some coasters for you, and then you reuse them in your house. We add some African print. I'm proud being an African. That's why I embrace using African print. Like, I'm proud of my origin. Yes. So I usually work with an African printer, like what you call Ankara or Kitenge, to bring out the beauty but not leaving out my origin of where I come from as an African.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and it appears like you do a lot of diverse things, because normally you guys, I would know that this one, does design.
Bridal or this,
They will do clothes, or they'll do the furniture. They will do. What made you want to do everything? And how do you get the expertise to do everything?
Yeah, actually, there is a difference between a fashion designer and a creative designer. A fashion designer is only restricted to clothes, and a creative designer is able to have their mind work around with a number of things. So I just didn't want to be identified as a fashion designer because I love what I do, first of all, and I have crazy ideas. When I look at something, I want to imagine and create something out of it. So that's why I went from just being an ordinary Ugandan fashion designer to a creative designer. Like, you see those big brands, they also have a range of things that they do. You can see they have a fashion store, then they have a furniture store, then they have when
that's why you say creation, house of creation.
Yes.
Can create anything.
Yes.
But doesn't that require a lot of skill? Because you have to have expertise.
It does. So that's why I normally challenge myself and I push myself to the limits. I don't not want to sit in a comfort zone where I know, okay, oh no, Jose just makes clothes. When you find me making wedding gowns, you might think I don't know actually how to use those cut tires and turn them into coffee tables. If you find me working with
delicate stuff, and then you always cut tires.
It's a bit rough, and most people used to tell me that, okay, this is a manly thing, and I'm like, there is nothing a man can do, a woman cannot do. Gone are the days where I used to think that, okay, this is some work for men and this is some work for women. We can all work in the same space for as long as we have the creative mind. I mean, God did not wake up a single day and he said, okay, I'm giving you the brain for man and I'm giving you a brain for woman.
So one brain.
Yeah.
Okay, so even though I know of you, I didn't actually know that you do wedding gowns.
I do wedding gowns.
You do wedding gowns?
I do wedding gowns. If you find, I'll share with you some of the wedding gowns that I've
Are they all white, or do you put Ankara there?
No, I've actually not worked with an Ankara fabric to make a wedding gown. Though at one point I would love to, but so far I've done that.
You haven't got a bride who's like crazy. I'm like, sorry, I'm doing African print for mine. But I've seen some brides, I think mostly South African, who
they do that a lot.
African print for their wedding.
Even Ghanaians and Nigerians.
Yes.
Because I mean, Kente Ankara is their thing.
Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know you do wedding gowns.
I do wedding gowns. Yeah.
So, tell me what kind of people who are your clients, or who have you delivered stuff to?
Okay. Okay. Most of my clients, my clientele actually is expatriates because they like the creativity that I add mostly into what I do. I just don't want to do the obvious, though I'm not Kanye West style. So I always make things that bring out who I am. I don't want my identity to be lost in there. I don't like the copy and paste mostly. I want Jose House of Creations, Jose as a brand to stand out. That, okay, when you see that work, you know, this is Jose. Which is a very difficult thing to do in Uganda. Most people like the copy and paste, sorry to say, because they see some designers done this, they may also do that. So most of my clients expatriates, diplomats, ambassadors, and then some Ugandans who really want that extra touch of something like my sister Damal here. So when you want something beautiful and unique, that's when they come to Jose, and I'm able to do that, to bring it to life. You come with an idea, we sit and talk about it, and we bring it to life.
So tell me, what if I have, and I do, what if I have a couch?
Yeah.
And I don't like the fabric and I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
But the couch is fine. So I don't really want to change it. I just want to change the look. Is that something you could also work on? Because
I do. Yes. I actually make furniture as well. Not just with tires. Yes, furniture. Yes.
You also make furniture?
Yes,
okay.
I do.
Okay, tell me a bit about your background, because this is just so different. Who does furniture? Tire table?
Okay. So Josephine, as a person, when I was growing up, I liked the fashion and creative stuff. But when I was, our education system in Uganda, I had to do what my parents said. Okay, you go to school, do this and that. However much that's not something that I was looking out for. When I went to the university at Makerere University, I studied Bachelor of Commerce. At one point, I never dreamt I would do a business because, okay, I'm thankful. I had that exposure and
it's helping you.
Yes, it's helping me in business. But it's not something that I was hoping for. I wanted something to do with crafts, something fashion, creative, like something in line with that.
Creative arts.
Yes.
Okay.
Because when you see whites, they nurture their children in line with what they see. They notice in their infant stages that this is what they're going to be. That's why they're always, I don't want to say best, but they are. Because by the time a child is around 18, they're already good at what they're doing.
They're naturally interested.
Exactly. So at the university, I used to dodge my lectures. And I had a friend who was at BIFA. It's in line with fashion and design. So I used to dodge my lectures.
And then you go to BIFA?
Yes. So go to attend hers, get to see and have some experience. Yes. And actually, the good thing is one of them is a very pronounced fashion designer in Uganda, where I used to. She's called Fatma Asha. So I used to, I used to go to their faculty and attend some of their lectures. Yes. Not that I actually knew everything.
You're skipping your lectures, but attending lectures that have nothing to do with your
course. Exactly. But I mean, mine were not full time, so I was on an evening program.
Okay.
So theirs used to start from morning, yes. So but sometimes in the evening, yes. Sometimes in the evening, sometimes I used to have my lectures at the same time as theirs, but I used to skip mine to go and have an experience of what theirs. But because that's what I loved. Yes. That is what I was passionate about. So I had to go all the way. My course was 4 years. Yeah. So I had to take all the 4 years. Doing my course, and then after there I joined media. I was there for 8 years. Then I said, no, this is not what I used to want. Yes. Okay. So that's when I ventured into Jose's House of Creations and said, let me do me.
So this stuff you're doing with Jose, you didn't study it? Well, apart from those lectures you get crushed.
No. Actually, I would not even say I studied this from that faculty. No, because at that age we're not teaching everything that I know right now. I just do what I do because I love it. Okay. So I push myself to that.
Self-taught,
I'm self-taught, basically, yeah.
You just sat there and said, that's it, I'm going to turn this tire into a table.
Yes.
And you started doing that.
Yes. Crazy, right?
It's crazy, yeah. It is. It's not a question, it's fact.
Yeah.
So how long ago did you start doing this?
Okay. I started doing this officially since 2017. But before I used to do, because before I was employed, so I used to just have it as a side hustle, kind of. I never used to give it full time. So since 2017, when I quit my TV job, that's when I said, okay, now let me do what I love, and this is it.
And is that why you quit your TV job? Were you like, I'm going to try out my thing that I like?
Yeah. I said, of course, it wasn't easy for me to cross from that because, you are assured of a salary every month and stuff like that. It is one of the hardest decisions that I've ever made in my entire life. But it is one of the most fulfilling decisions I've ever made in my life because it has made me who I am today.
Okay.
As an entrepreneur, it was the risk worth taking.
Okay. So do you feel like you could have taken it earlier? Because you spent 8 years in media, right?
Yeah. I regretted, but I said God's timing is always the best because before then I didn't know what I knew by the time I took on this. And I was in a comfort zone where I knew I did not have any other option but being there. I didn't know how to do this. I didn't know I would take a step forward and say, let me go for it.
So having it as a side hustle, that helped you?
It didn't, because by then I had some girls I was working with. Some people used to employ to hold me I just go there once in a while to monitor. But it was the worst decision I did because it never worked out. You know, when you're having someone and not giving your business time. So they're going to do what they want. They took the money. They took most of the things that even when a client comes in and they take on the order, you come and they tell you there isn't anything. Client. Yes, but they made the order. So you just see a client coming through telling you, oh, we had this done and then it's not fixed well. And you're like, when did this happen? I don't know.
Like, I don't remember this one. It's not in the book.
Exactly. So I made losses. Then that's when I said, no, let me give it my full time.
So that explains, because sometimes people do side hustles and they're like, I'll try this side hustle, it doesn't work. This one doesn't work, this one doesn't. But it's probably because you haven't given it the time.
The secret behind is give your business time. If you're not there, it will never work. Because you're the vision bearer. You're the one who understands your business better. That person who is there will not understand and give it 100%. You give it actually 200%. If you're the one running it, but the person will give you only 10 or 5, which will never make the business work.
Okay. Yeah. So you decided to take a risk, lose your comfortable salary to go take a risk on something you had, like you weren't sure of.
I wasn't sure of it. That is 100% because I mean I'd never done this 100%. You know, when you know the salary is coming in, you get a little bit of it, then you invest in here. So that's how I used to juggle it. But this time round, I had to be there 100%. Nothing like extra source of income from somewhere else to inject into this, but being there for it, like it was my baby. It's because I loved it. I love what I do. That's why I had to take this risk and go for it.
So did you immediately have a premises?
I first rented a space. First of all, I didn't know anything that I know right now. The business is so fast taught, regardless of the fact that I studied a Bachelor of Commerce. Yes. So more our education system is more of theory kind of and no more of the practical part of it. I started a business course, but I didn't know about business. So everything I've learned, the business itself has taught me.
Through learning,
failing, learning like that, but not giving up. At least being resilient as a and dedicated to it and loving what I do. That's what has pushed me to where I am today. So then when I was starting, I rented a small space somewhere, but I didn't know that a bad location is bad for the business. Practically. As much as these are some of the theories that we have when you're studying, but I didn't know that. So I was in a spot where the location wasn't working out. Regardless of the fact that at least I had a name that could help me get to know about it, because I was already in the fashion industry. Yes. Okay. So it wasn't easy. So it didn't work out because the location was bad to start with. So I had to leave that place and then look out for another one. Still the same thing. So I thought the other one was a little bit hidden. And I thought, okay, when I go to like a mall kind of, then it's open, people pass, and then that was another mistake that I made, because still then I didn't understand who my client was, clientele. So
it's not just about being where people pass.
Yes. It's about you understand. Exactly. Okay. So that was another lesson I learned from the second lesson.
Because you're paying rent.
My dear, you pay a big price to be successful in business when the business is teaching you itself. If you're not strong enough, you do not stand to live your second birthday in business.
So you left the second location as well?
Yes. So when the second location still didn't work out, because my clientele, the people I was trying to target, were not able to come to that location. Exactly. Okay. So that was another lesson, that I have to look for a place where they will be able to access me, find me, and be able to make money, and then the business makes sense to me.
So now, third try, you learned the lesson.
Exactly. So that's where I am right now. Now I know who my client is.
So where are you? If people who are listening right now, where are you?
I'm on Bukoto Street, plot 44, just next to Acacia Mall. So the fact that I knew I was trying to target a white person, an expatriate, master's diplomats and stuff like that, people who, even in Uganda, Africans who at least have money that can be able to spend on the worth of my products. So I had to look for you where you can easily locate to me.
Where would this, even if they can, where would this Ugandan pass?
Exactly.
The one you want.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's
Because I realized my products are not a mass market for the mass market.
They're not. Yeah.
They're for a specific group of people. So I had to learn through losing out on 2 locations and investing a lot of money to learn that, okay, this is not for my clientele, and this is not the location where I'm supposed to get them from, but now this is where they can find me and they can easily access me.
Okay, so how long have you been in this new location?
Since 2019, actually, before COVID hit. Do you know how bad that is?
How did that affect you?
It did.
Because now you had just figured your way out. You now
exactly.
figured these lessons and then...
Remember that the rent is expensive on an expensive street. So you have to make sure you look for the rent. You look and
whether
also,
you're selling or not.
Exactly. And also make sure that people get to know you, that you know what, you're not giving up, you're pushing through, you can make it, and provide the very best of what they need. Because there is you being there, but what you're doing is not what they need.
It's not, because they'll come to you once. If you get maybe a coffee table and then it's cracking the next day, I'm never coming back. I'm not even recommending anyone to come to you.
So the best thing is doing what clients want, like quality. I always emphasize quality, and I don't compromise on quality that I give out, even if it means spending every inch of what a client gives me, for as long as I know I'm targeting not only you, but the line of clients that are behind you. Recommendation, referral marketing is the best tool that you can use to get clients.
Oh,
yes,
you get a lot from referrals.
Exactly. Even expatriates, when they come and buy from me, those ambassadors, diplomats, they also refer their other colleagues.
Okay.
Even when they travel back to their countries.
They're like, oh, you're going to Uganda. You should go to this place. This is where I bought
I've seen clients come through to my shop and tell me, okay, so-and-so told me, was here in Uganda, but traveled back, but has recommended me to come to. And they're like, wow.
So quality matters.
Exactly.
If you're given so-and-so a copy product, you'll not be getting this your next class.
You don't even struggle much to get clients, for as long as you give out the very best quality.
Okay.
Those clients that you work for are going to be able to get you more clients.
They'll market for you.
Exactly. Gone are the days we used to think that you only can advertise on TV for people to get to know about you. That's not actually what business is all about. Okay.
So nowadays your marketing strategies are now, okay, you do good products, so they market themselves with the person you've sold it to.
And I use social media a lot.
Ah,
yeah.
Okay.
Because digital marketing is the way to go. Like I use my social media a lot. If I'm to post, 95% of my posts are going to be more about business, not about me as a person.
Oh, there's some people who post themselves.
There is a difference between me and Jose House of Creations, so I also had to learn that.
That you are not Jose House of Creations. Jose is an entity.
He's my boss. Jose House of Creations employs me, so
the thing you created is your boss. Okay. So how do you do this? Jose House has its own handle.
They have the handles, but even on my personal, because there is no way I'm going to earn a living if Jose House of Creations is not earning. Yes.
Ah, so you also use your personal handle to push Jose.
Yes. Every time I post, even if I'm the one who does the work. When I do the work, I do not go on social media and say, "Oh my goodness, this is done by me, Josephine." No, I talk about my boss, who is Jose House of Creations. This work is done by Jose House of Creations, so people get to know about the brand, not me.
I did this.
I did this. Exactly.
Maybe we'll know you, not Jose House of.
Yeah, exactly. So I love it when people get to know more about Jose House of Creations than me, because when you find me as a person, you will not even know much about what Jose House of Creations does.
Okay.
Because the other one is my boss. When you meet, I have 3 different personalities. There is me, who is the entrepreneur.
Yes.
When you find me, you'll never hear much about me, about Josephine as a person.
Yes.
When you meet Jose House of Creations, you'll not hear about Josephine.
Okay.
So it's mostly about the brand. That is, because that is what is bringing in income.
The income, So
most people most people don't even want to know about who Josephine is.
No, they don't care. They like the product.
Exactly.
Okay.
So there is no reason as why I should tell you about Josephine if Jose House of Creations
brings in no income.
Yeah, sure. Josephine is just employed by Jose House of Creations to bring in the money and the income that is going to keep the business going.
Okay, that's interesting. Maybe you should teach. You should do a marketing course. Marketing.
It was one of my course units. Yes, it was one of my course units at my career university. Though that did not.
The Bachelor of Commerce.
Yes.
So it wasn't a pointless course.
It practically did not give me much.
But it gave you the theory.
It gave me the theory. But I'm telling you, even if you ask any other graduates, they will tell you the same experience. The field teaches you more than the course itself. Our education system is different. If only we can have that practical part of it. Had I experienced all these things when I was studying,
But you can't experience them because it's a classroom.
I mean,
business. They can bring you. Okay, they can bring you like real life examples,
exactly,
practical examples, like case studies.
Yeah,
because that's what we did when I was doing my MBA in innovation management.
Yeah,
we were doing real case studies, real life case studies. Where they had this product, this is the process it went through. This is where they failed. This is where they moved. So in we doing the real, and they were real. They're real companies. They're Googleable. You can find them. The person they're talking about, of course, will get their consent. Is real. They're there. You can even call them or send them an email. So they were real examples, actually.
That's it.
So maybe
all the lessons I've learned, man, it has been the hard way.
You can be a case study yourself.
Yeah, I am actually a full-time course for some people out there in business. That when I sit down, because I actually normally I'm invited to go and talk about my experience in business, empower different groups of people when it comes to business. I love it because I tell them I did that almost that almost cost me everything that I love, but I did not give up. Resilience is one thing that has kept me pushing, and the most important part is the passion.
It has to be something you're passionate about.
If you're doing what you don't love, you're wasting time because you can't sustain it.
Like when you hit here and there, then you're not passionate about it.
Yeah, exactly.
You just lose your money.
So, but with this, when some things are not going right, you're like, man, I love this. I have to keep pushing. Let me give it one more extra step. Now within that time, it gives you something promising, and you're like, oh yeah,
that's fine. I'll stay in there.
Yeah.
So how many people do you employ currently?
I have 5 people.
Okay.
The one I have that's full time, but I also have the one and offs, the ones I pay when I have many orders that they're employed indirectly. Okay. So not directly like working with me. I only hire them when I have
orders.
Huge.
Okay.
Yes.
You were still telling us about COVID. How did you work during COVID?
That is another interesting part of my journey. When COVID hit us, that was 2020. In around March.
Yes.
Of course, no one was prepared for it. Me either. So this is the time I was trying to settle in a little bit. It's a new location. I'm trying to promote, advertise for people to get to know. Yes.
The right
I'm like, this is it. And hey, we are pushed to go home.
Lockdown. Yes.
You're told you're staying home. You're not working. You're not doing anything. But I mean, you have bills that are piling. What helped me mostly because of the network still, the saying that your networks are your net worth is very, very, very real. So one of the ambassadors, Ambassador Anna Oradchiramet, she was the ambassador of Iceland Embassy in Uganda. She was my good friend when she was still here. By then she had traveled back to her country. That time COVID hit. And for them they see things from a distance, being that they are much more exposed than some of us, and they much more informed about some of the things. So we were talking on WhatsApp, and she told me, you know what, Jose, I think you should start making masks. In my entire life, I'd never thought about making masks. I'd never done masks. As much as I say I have a crazy mind, I like doing things. You never
thought of a mask?
Yes, I had never thought of a mask. I mean, in Uganda, we don't use masks. Before COVID.
No.
It's not like them, because in Europe or US and other countries, for them, even without COVID, they use masks. Yes. But for us, that is not something that had never even crossed my mind. I'm like, okay, you're talking about masks. I even boldly told her I've never done masks, and I don't think I can do that. She told me, I know you've never done masks, but you can do something like this, and then it can bring in income. For her, she saw the bigger picture of this.
She knew where this is going.
Me, I had no idea. Can I tell you something funny? I thought COVID was going to spend 2 weeks and everything is back to normal.
Because the first it was a 2-week lockdown.
Yeah.
Then we got another 2 weeks. Then we got 4 weeks. Okay.
So my eyes then only were showing me just next to my nose. I was like, no, this is going to be just 2 weeks, and out of this, and then she told me, you do them. So what she did to push me out of my comfort zone, I'm grateful to her. She made mask using her hands. She stitched it using her hands. Muzungu are not like Africans. She got a needle. Usually at home, everyone, it is actually, they told me that it's a must. Most of them are supposed to know how to do the stitching and sewing from their pockets. Yes.
You actually don't. They're people who can sew your clothes. So she repair it yourself. Yeah.
She sent me a mask that she had done by herself.
She stitched herself.
Yes. And she sent it to me on WhatsApp. She was like, this is what I've done for myself. I believe in you. I know you can do it. And
if I can do it,
yeah. Because when she was still here, I used to design for her outfits, and she used to like my work. Okay. So that's why she pushed me to making the masks. And she told me
if I can do this,
exactly.
Okay.
I was like, no, I sat at my house, make a small house. I was like, no, she's telling me to do masks. First of all, I don't even know who I'm going to sell the masks to. I mean, the kind of exactly.
You expatriates have gone. They had
yes, most of them had left, and now you remember that is the huge turnaround. Like most of these people that were targeted had left the country, and I'm like, now where am I going to start from? To push me further and encourage me, she told me, you know what? I'm going to give you some money to start. She sent me some dollars, which I will not mention, on my account, and she told me, use this. Remember the first weeks, we had eaten most of the savings that we had. We had reserved some money, but now things were getting real. Like you have to get the saving, you have, and you're not working, but you have to live. Exactly, yes. So she sent me the money on my bank account, and she told me you can start.
You start with that, okay?
That was with that, I was like, okay, this is heaven opening gates for me. I was like, Jose, you're a hustler, you're a hardworking person. Make sure you use this opportunity. So from then I started making. She even actually encouraged me that, you know what, some of the masks that you can make, you give them out. Since I'm giving you this capital, give them to vulnerable groups, because you know Uganda is not like, you know, them that they could easily get the access to the masks and all that. So I had to do that charity as well. Make masks, then give out. So that's how I started. And when I started doing that, I was like, okay, now I started opening my mind. So she sparked my creativity. So when I started making masks, I'm like, okay. Because I kept following Musei's speeches on TV now.
And you kept extending the time.
And then I'm opening only these people, these groups of people working, and then only limited to these numbers. And I'm like, okay, now.
This looks a long time.
Since companies actually working, some of them are allowed to work. That means they're actually not having access to also people getting to know them. And during this time, people cannot access advertisement on TVs and radios, because I mean, we're all, you know,
down.
So I came up with an idea of branding.
Or putting their logos on.
Exactly. So meaning that this is going to be cheap advertisement for you. So me, I was not just making a mask like any other Ugandan was. I was doing the branding, that is advertisement, cheap advertisement for the companies. So I make for what I was selling.
We're almost running out of time.
Yeah, sure. Sure. I was making a masks, but making it easier for you to do the advertisement.
Okay. So that's how the people go. And were you still using the Ankara?
No.
Okay,
I was using the plain, because I have to put the logo for the branding. Those for the Ankara now, it was specifically to those who were asking for it and wanted it person. Okay,
that's good. So since we're almost running out of time, what is the key thing you would like our audience to remember? You want to emphasize, and you can talk to them.
Okay. I'm humbled by this opportunity to be able to talk about Joseph's operations and what we did, what we do as a sustainable social business, not just as enterprise, but as a business. We do advocate for the environment through our products. That is the upcycling part of it, and also being able to love my origin as a creative designer through my boss Joseph's Creations, whereby we do a lot of Ankara, like you see what I wear, African prints, because I mean at the end of the day you need to love your origins and be able to support. I would encourage everyone to support creatives in Uganda. We love buying stuff that are imported into Uganda, but please support our own talent. It takes a lot. I mean, you imagine all the mistakes I made and all the downfalls I had to go through to be who I am today. If you support my hustle, it will help me support other people that are benefiting from Joseph's Operations as a brand. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, there you had it. Please do follow Jose House of Creations. They're on all social media platforms. And if you need anything African inspired, anything creative, please do get in touch with them. And you can buy Uganda, build Uganda.